Should be interesting to see how that works out. I've heard that skin is, well, to be quite frank, OP.
OP. I personally like the Foxfire Ari one. I just got that in a mystery gift, so I've been playing that. And more expensive for a reason, that's all I gotta say.
I also received that mystery gift Foxfire Ari, so I can sympathize with you 100% there. Fun fact, I discovered after I'd gotten Foxfire Ari that I already had Midnight Ari for some reason or another. And,
I love just checking my skins and finding out a random one. I own a Scion skin. Little did I know.
Which Scion skin?
Barbarian, I think. It's the human one where he wears no clothes. And he's...
Suits you.
He's what Conan the Barbarian, yes. It's that skin.
So you have Arnold Scion.
Scion's pretty much always Arnold, so it's even more Arnold than usual.
Schwarzenegger as we come into the Rift here. Looking at these opening starts, again, this is patch 3.14, because we cannot afford to roll back patches. We don't have that much money. And so this is patch 3.14, and already you can see the warding trinkets coming out for purple side there.
Oh, and
gonna pause the game. And this, as always,
exciting start.
Chat is a bit entertaining.
How do you... I seem to have a problem with my all chat. How do I turn this on?
Oh, well, the game's unpausing anyway, so we can worry about that later. Next game, Colonel. Next game.
Okay, fair enough.
Let's suffice to say that there's some inappropriate stuff going on in Panda's Beast's neck of the woods. Anyway, moving forward.
Oh, boy.
Moving forward. As I said, patch 3.14, so... Gonna have a lot of new stuff coming in with the Pi patch. See how these players continue to adjust to the changes in their environment. Of course, the graphic upgrade to Nasus among the many changes. Coming out here, looking at an early... Oh, well, Sivir doesn't have a trinket. OPCO appears to believe he's still on patch 3.13.
Bot lane doesn't have any either for blue side. They don't have their trinkets.
This ought to be quite interesting, going with the trinketless start, saving themselves a whole 2 seconds of click time. That's about it, because it doesn't actually cost money, so...
Well, that's why these guys aren't professional players.
This is true. This is the amateur scene that's about as amateur as it gets. It appears OPCO has spotted his mistake. He's backing. Pick up a trinket. He already has a relic shield and some potions. He will pick up the ward trinket. It is go time. We are actually going to see for the first time in one of these a Spell Thief's Edge coming out for Craig.
Interesting.
It's one of those new gold earning items, which essentially has the old pickpocket passive on it.
I actually think that that's a smarter start by Nami than it is Taric. The relic shield, I mean, it's still okay, but it's by no means what it used to be, and it's more of a cheese thing, to be honest. I feel like, because Taric's gonna have a hard time walking up to minions to execute them in a Sivir Nami lane. So Nami going for more of that harass in her gold item is actually smarter than Taric, I feel like.
Well, certainly it matches up. It shows the breadth of the new gold earning items. Relic Shield much more effective on melee champions as they get the execute, whilst certainly much easier with Spell Thief's Edge to use it on a ranged champion and auto-attacking an opposing champion from far away. Much easier than having to walk up to him. But we'll have to see how multi plays this, as the bot lane is just going to farm away. It looks like it'll stay pretty passive for now, but multi posturing quite aggressively. Top lane's a little spicy. Come pick up your mom's Annoitator, liking to hit each other. Multi going to lose Shatter there and almost get bubbled by Craig, but he walks away. He is being very aggressive with his posturing here. Even though he's still, just barely level 2. And here we have the gank. Panda's Beast coming in onto Silent Knight. Silent Knight taking a lot of damage. Barrier goes down, flashes out. Panda's Beast flashes for the kill. He will get popped into goo. Bloblitz is on bot lane. Multi taking a lot of free damage, but OPCO getting chunked by Verdejo Man.
I actually like this matchup a lot for Draven and Taric.
Getting taken very low. He's slow to flash out from Mikkel, and Verdejo Man getting jumped on. This is just an action-packed game. All sorts of nonsense going on this map. No kills picked up there, though. Another scrap on top lane.
Top lane looks like it's going to be a very even matchup between the two of them. Wukong Nasus is a pretty skill matchup. Wukong being a AD caster, he really doesn't get affected by Nasus' wither too much. And Nasus, he doesn't really get countered, so it looks like it's going to be a skill matchup between top lane. Whoever's the better player will win.
We'll have to see. Nasus does have that early game advantage in terms of lifesteal. But come pick up your mom. Stay aggressive using his clone to win exchanges.
And it really shows in the CS. It really shows in the CS. They're pretty even. Oh, and here's the game up top.
Panda's Beast coming up to the top lane, and he's just going to spam laugh as Noitator just walks away. His walk almost as monotone as the new voiceover's voice, and is going to be
I have to say, I don't know if I like this start by Mikkel. He's going for the Madrud's Razors, which obviously only builds into Wriggle's Lantern. Wriggle's itself being a very not cost-effective item, so if he builds it, it's going to be a lot of gold.
Here he comes into bot lane, looking to make good on that, and Multi's going to get bubbled and beat up. Will he survive? We're not sure he will. Okay, and then pick up your moms and Noitator are going to harass some more in top lane, but Mikkel's still seen using that ward jump, and Verdejo Man is... Oh, he gets stunned under tower. This could be Mikkel's life. It could be. He gets barrier baited. He goes down, and that is a lot of gold over onto that Draven. The advantage of playing Draven, that passive, giving you so much money when you get a kill, especially if there's a lot of time between kills. A great play from Verdejo Man and Multi.
If Lee Sin had gotten that Doran's Blade instead of the Hunter's Machete early game, he would have gotten both those kills. Taric and Draven just barely surviving there, so...
and Panda's Beast going in here. No Shockwave. Panda's Beast does not have his passive.
Ooh, risky play there by Zach. He already lost his passive in the last gank, so going in that deep was a big mistake.
It was indeed. Ahri, always a dangerous champion to gank. So mobile. Once she gets level 6. Also the charm very strong, so we'll have to see how that develops. Orianna, of course, a lane bully of epic proportions, so probably going to exert some presence as they go in onto OPCO on bot lane. Shatter coming down from Multi, and they're going to back off. Verdejo Man getting chunked and bubbled. And they could turn this around here. They're going to flash out from Verdejo Man, and now they will just ping over to Multi. Hopefully trying to get some procs on the Ricochet over to Verdejo Man, perhaps, but nothing really coming of it.
That's the power of the Nami bubble. You get caught in that, you're practically dead, and it's going to be tough for Verdejo Man to come back from this, because he is down in health and down in farm, and Sivir has that Targon, so Nami's getting more gold too, so they'll just be up in gold compared to the other bot lane. It's looking very good for them.
Another gank in mid lane. They go in onto Mikkel, and he just gets evaporated. Panda's Beast eats a charm and wanders away, but my goodness, nice shockwave coming out from Dank Nuggers, who we haven't seen around here too often nowadays, but he does still exist. He does still play League of Legends, and that was pretty evident there.
So, I haven't really talked much about this mid lane matchup here. Ahri versus Orianna. Orianna does extremely well against Ahri because Orianna has the potential to harass a champion even as mobile as Ahri, and Orianna can deal with the Ahri poke very well. So, I have to give the advantage here to Dank Nuggers, and especially after picking up that kill for his team right there. So, it looks like he's going to be doing much better than Ahri is right now, and
here comes the dive onto Nasus. Noitator getting jumped on. He gets Wukong ulted. He gets Zac ulted, but now he will ult, and he's going to turn it around on a come pick up your moms. Doesn't know where to go. He sort of walks around for a little bit, pops Ghost. slowed. He's very low on HP, trying to get away from Panda's Beast. Will he get away? It looks like he will. No, there's a jump. Can they get him? They cannot. Mikkel is here now, and they will wither Panda's Beast and lifesteal off of him, and the Panda could be in deep trouble now, but he will flash over the wall and survive. But Mikkel once more. Mikkel is shadowing him. Now it becomes a game of chicken.
This could be a kill, and...
he juked him.
Oh, and he gets the one, and
that's... What a play by Mikkel, landing the Sonic Strike, smiting one of the bloblets. He's just going to beat up the others, and that will be a kill over to that Lee Sin. We did mention that the Pocket Jungle Gragas, which has been so dominant in these 5v5s in the past, was banned out this game. But Mikkel making his presence felt on a different champion.
Yeah,
he has seemed a little bit uncomfortable early.
Redeeming himself after 2 bad plays early, but that was a great play by him, dropping down that ward and closing the gap to Zac. Zac is just such a hard champion to catch with that E, and just a great play overall by Mikkel.
Alright, well, we got a bit of a lull here. Let's take a look at the items. Brutalizer coming in on Wukong, and that will match the Glacial Shroud coming out from Neutator on Nasus. Clearly, the two of them working to their appropriate strengths. Nasus, very tanky, with Fury of the Sands. Adding armor to that will just aid him in dealing with his Wukong's massive armor penetration. But Wukong, pick up your mom, is going to try and capitalize on that and add more.
I imagine that both top laners really just going even in lane. Oh, and here we have a gank.
Oh, Nugers shockwave some minions.
Misplay there by Dank Nugers. Unfortunate. That was a great gank by Mikkel, though.
Very solid ganking. And you need to land those ganks when you're playing Lee Sin. He's one of those snowball junglers, very dependent on early gold.
Lee
Bring
Sin
him into the mid and late game.
Lee Sin has a tough time late game, especially even if he can get all those ganks off. It really is hard to just be useful later in the game. He really doesn't offer much in terms of utility, so getting those ganks off early is what he can do the best.
Well, Panda's Beast wants to scrap with Silent Knight, and he looks like this is a battle he's winning. There's a lot of damage, but there's the barrier. Panda's Beast trying to walk away, and he will go down. That was a miscalculation. Cannot dive an Ahri like that without your passive as Zac.
He's just playing way too aggressive this game without passive. Oh, we can see a gank up top.
Mikkel coming in into top lane, and they can see, come pick up your moms. That's what makes Lee Sin such a strong pick against a Wukong. The stealth, very difficult to pull off in that situation. Neutator gonna dive. He's a man-dog thing, and he's just gonna knock down the monkey and walk away. The battle of the animals will go the dog's way. Man's best friend. Well, in this case, man was his best friend, and got him back into the mix here. Neutator now 1-0, down 13 CS, but up a kill in this lane, and that will be very important moving forward. We've seen a lot of full tank Nasus in these games, and it'll be interesting to see where Neutator decides to take his build.
Blue team actually still up in gold, even though they're down 2 kills. It's because of that Targon's down bot lane. Taric and Draven together have much more CS than Sivir and Nami, and also the mid lane, just the gap is just huge. So, although they are down in kills, they really are out farming their opponents.
This is true, although in bot lane Opiko up 9 CS, but he hasn't left lane yet. He hasn't bought an item, so they just don't have the exchanging power to stay here.
Well,
they needed to time that up a little bit better.
He hasn't been taking advantage of his Targons as much as Multi has. If you look, they have 101 CS combined to the 92 now of Sivir and Nami, so Draven's actually up in gold compared to Sivir because of the Targons.
He is chunking that tower.
Yeah.
But here's Mikkel, and Mikkel wants to make something happen. He will miss the Q and go backwards. That's an awkward moment for him. As we can see, Neutator here in this top lane just farming his Q and farming his Q. He's told us that's one of the most important aspects of Nasus play, and he really feels it's an essential skill that he possesses. And he will get ulted here and jumped on by come pick up your moms, but they're fighting in the Spirit Fire. That's very disadvantageous for Wukong.
Oh, but he could turn this around.
He could turn this around. Wukong has some good burst. But Neutator will just leave. As I was saying, Neutator says very specifically that You should only be using your Q to farm minions, as Multi gets jumped on here, and there's the bubble.
Oh, this is a dead Taric. Unless...
Yeah, this could be a very dead Taric, and in fact it is probably one of the most dead Tarics I've seen in probably this whole weekend. Not that I've played a whole lot of League of Legends this weekend, but the point still stands. Nuggers is here, and this is turning into a 2v3. They're going to try to do something crazy, possibly, but... Opiko, who now has a BF sword and a Vampiric Scepter, going to push this all the way to the tower. Although Bloodthirster now onto Verdejo, man, he has a lot of money, and he is very strong.
He is a strong Draven. You cannot let Draven get ahead, because he will just snowball all over your face in just 1v5. He is a terrifying champion to defeat.
He really only has the one kill, though. If we remember, that was probably at about 8 minutes into the game. It's been quite some time since he got that kill, and the advantage really is still there. It was worth 522 gold, just that one kill. That's more than a legendary shutdown. And at 8 minutes into the game, the impact that that has moving forward, just massive, massive, massive.
If you look at the gold right now, he's up about 1,000 gold already on Sivir, and that was just because of that one kill and the farm lead from the Targon. So he is just pretty far ahead of this Sivir. That's like a Vamp Scepter pretty much. So Verdejo man is very strong. Oh, flash.
Indeed, but they're gonna jump onto him, and he will toss out a whole bunch of damage. He could bring down Opiko. Opiko just running for his life. The Nami wave comes in, and down he will go. Mikkel picking up the kill onto Verdejo man. Verdejo man, the infamous bloodthirstiest member of Death by Gaming. Mikkel gets stunned. Will he dive? He will. He's got some cojones on him, but he's also got a brain and decides to leave. That was probably not going to end well for him. And meanwhile, back in top lane, Noitator's still refusing to use his Q on anything but minions, despite the exchange power it would give. Well,
nope, there he Qs Wukong.
There's one on to come pick up your moms. I would like to point out, though, that there were no minions in his immediate vicinity as Shockwave goes down onto Silent Knight, who flashes out, and they're just going to kill the tower. Oh, this could be a dead Zac. They're going to try to kill the tower, but Zac, Pandisby's so low, down to about 200 HP. He doesn't have passive either.
That is the first tower of the game, and that pretty much evens up the gold again, so both teams very even right now. 16 minutes in the game.
Yes, we're seeing an interesting pick onto Wukong. Come pick up your moms. Decided to go with Berserker's Greaves in this lane, which I think is an interesting pick, because if you've already got Nasus's attack speed slow, wouldn't building more attack speed not really help you that much? I mean, certainly it mitigates some of that, but Wukong doesn't really use attack speed in the first place.
Honestly, I mentioned earlier that Wukong is an AD caster type of champion. He relies more on casting his Q and E much more than he auto-attacks. So it may have been a better pickup to pick up those Lucidity Boots, especially with the Nasus Wither. But Come Pick Up Your Moms, I guess, wants to mitigate that Wither more than he does cast his Q and E more.
We'll see where he takes us build moving forward. We can see already Spirit of the Wraith, Spectral Wraith, I missed a word there, onto Zac, and here's a scrap in top lane, and Come Pick Up Your Mom's having to flash out, interrupting my item talk once again. Gotta love these scumbag players, but...
I know that feeling, Matt.
And Verdejo Man and Multi find Craig and Opiko.
Oh,
and it's game time!
But
Silent Knight comes over to the wall, but he misses the charm, but it doesn't matter, he's got so much damage. Multi may pick up Sivir. No, Silent Knight picking up the kill onto Verdejo Man. Multi picks up Opiko, and then in top lane, Mikkel... Oh no, I'm sorry, Noitator picking up Come Pick Up Your Moms, and they are still fighting down here as Dank picks up Craig, and Silent Knight is now in deep trouble. He's stunned, barrier goes down, and he will drop in a cloud of dust and broken dreams. Dank Nuggers picking up the money on that one.
So overall, blue team coming ahead, but purple team picking up an inner turret pretty much for this. That was, I have to give this over to purple team because they got 2 turrets out of this, but blue team might actually be able to counter with another inner turret.
Well, they're looking to push, but it is at this point just Dank Nuggers doing this push.
Yeah, looks like Purple Team got the better deal of this, even though they lost 1 kill in terms of that fight. But 2 turrets, that is huge in terms of gold. But you have to note, the gold has decreased globally after this patch, so not as big an impact, but the map pressure is really what they want now.
Map pressure is certainly huge, and they're even more large in this patch due to the fact that bush control now becomes very important with the revamped pink wards. So all of a sudden, if you're losing your inner turrets, you're losing a lot of bush control by your blue buff, which was true before, but now more so. Vision control, very fluid.
Yeah, it's a lot harder to counter that vision because pink wards have been pretty much nerfed. There's no Oracle's Elixir anymore, so there's really no way to just counter the vision takeover unless teams don't actually ward, because the ward changes, you're actually seeing less wards because supports can't just ward up the jungle on their own. So assuming the team comes together as a unit and wards as a whole, you'll actually see more vision control this patch than the last one.
Well, Dank Nuggers gets lampooned over a wall, and this is going to be a 4-man dive onto bot lane. Shockwave goes down, Opiko taking a lot of damage, but down will go Verdejo Man, and with that, most of the damage. This is 5 people diving this bottom lane. Opiko's still somehow alive, and they will knock down this tower and try to put some pressure on this bottom lane. Purple team with a nice rotation there, as Panda's Beast gets charmed, and he may go down. This could be the I think I can mentality, but he's trying to pick up Opiko and Craig. They will flash out of the way, and down will go the Zac Blobs, and well, that ought to be a less than auspicious end for him.
I have to say, after the Dragon pickup and that pretty much ace, I have to say I think this game is done. I think Purple Team's gonna just maybe lengthen the game a little bit and play as safe as possible, but I really can't see Purple Team losing this lead unless they throw at Baron or something like that, because they have just been killing left and right and just picking up towers everywhere. They've got way more objective control than Blue Team right now.
Well, they're chasing Craig Poops, but Craig will throw down a bubble.
Oh, but Wukong actually split pushing pretty effectively. Got 2 turrets up top, but I don't know if that's enough to help his team.
Oh, it's enough to get him back into the team back into the game a little bit here. They're down 1, doubling kills, but they are clawing back in gold. They're only down 3,000, which is significant. But split between 5 members of your team, that's 600 gold per person. It's not as impactful a gap as it sounds. Of course, Dragon control over to Purple Team, but Mikko getting jumped on. Panda is Beast once to make an impact play on this Lee Sin, who will just sort of ignore him and walk away and lifesteal off of wolves. I do have one quality of life question for you, Colonel. What do you call the new camp?
White.
White?
White. It's W-I-G-H-T, White.
Verdejo Man! What a flash, but he goes down anyway. Oh my goodness.
It looks like he missed the ultimate completely. He just whiffed it.
That one went off to Nowheresville, but Verdejo Man, despite having a great early game, he's already got Bloodthirster Last Whisper.
He's 1-4 now. That is... He was plagued by many enemy ganks. He got caught in a lot of 3v2s, I've noticed, which really has set him behind and his team behind, as he had the best start in the beginning of the game.
Yep, and Panda is Beast getting taken very low here. He's probably not going to last too long. He goes around the corner. Falls down. Noogers is here, as is Molte, and they want to fight, but Opiko trying to fight the good fight. Well, it's a good fight most days of the week, but not today, and he will go down. Multi stunning Craig, and Craig could be in deep trouble now as the kill goes over to Dank Noogers, and Verdejo Man picking up an assist there, but Ping's going down, pinging back Mikkel is looming. He wants to get Verdejo Man one more time, but have to wonder how this is going to shape up moving forward. Nugers and Multi going to back. Shifting a bit of our look back to the items here, if we look at our two top laners, Come Pick Up Your Moms has a Phage and a Black Cleaver along with a pair of Rejuvenation beads. He's likely going to try and pick up a Hydra with those Rejuve beads. The Black Cleaver going to help his ultimate do a lot more damage and armor shred. That will help for Daeho Man's auto attacks and his ultimate. Over on the purple side, Noitator has what we call Bro Fists, aka the Frozen Gauntlets, and a Kindle Gem to go with his Negatron Cloak. Probably going to go with a Spirit Visage there. A lot of magic damage coming out from blue team. Makes that a necessary pickup as Panda's Beast goes in onto Silent Knight, who just kind of walks away, and this looks like a 4-man push into mid lane by blue team. Oh no, make that a 5-man. We got the cavalry is coming. The Wukong is in the back. And purple side bot lane coming up, trying to reinforce their beleaguered fellows, but they're spotted out by possibly by a ward. I hear a flash going down, and they are going to find Craig and Opiko. This could be very bad. They're completely split off from their team, but the wave goes down, catches everybody. Dang, Nugers is now the odd man out. Down comes Spiritfire. This is a very awkward engage on all fronts, and Shockwave goes down and grabs Silent Knight, but Opiko is just getting blown up, and Noitator fighting against both the Goo Blob and the Monkey God. Silent Knight got out after eating that Shockwave, and ultimately it's a 1-0 in favor of the blue squad.
Yeah, but Lee Sin getting that top lane inhib tower, that's way worth, I would say, a death for an inhib tower. Blue team really just getting caught and not going back. Just a huge mistake by them there.
Well, let's see. Blue team is now under siege. Mikkel trying to run for his life. Kicks away. The Taric, can he get away from Panda's Beast? Is still running, and here's the jump from the Panda, but Mikkel is just getting taken very low. This does not look good, and trying to spit out as much lifesteal as he can. He's still alive. He's still alive, but he will be shut down.
And
as
Purple team going to pick up the dragon for that. I would say that's worth again. They chased Lee Sin just way too far. That was like a 40-second chase. That was not worth in any sense of the word. Even the shutdown.
The fangs are out on blue side, but you have to wonder how worth it is to have those bloodthirsty fangs out when you have no top lane towers left and you're missing most of your bottom towers outside the inhibitor, and then in mid you've only got your inner and your inhib left. So I mean, really 6-4 in towers right now in favor of purple side, but a difference of 2 hours is a huge difference in control of the map.
Blue team's giving up a lot of free objectives here, which is really going to set them behind. They haven't gotten a single dragon so far compared to purple team's 2 dragons. The only inner tower they have is from Wukong split pushing, and he can't really do that all game. So they're really going to have to pick off some people if they have any hope of coming back.
Well, they're going to jump in onto Craig near blue buff. This is going to be a scrap. Multi wants to fight. Now his team will back off because Noitator's here, and Doge is angry. Wow, such Q. So Shockwave, but it doesn't do anything. It only catches Nasus, and it's Come Pick Up Your Moms versus the world. He is just getting bursted down, and Opiko picks up 2 kills. This will be 3 kills. Panda's Beast going to go down. This could be 4 kills over to Opiko.
Oh.
And it will be. That's a quadra kill for OP kill. OP kill. I guess he is OP kill now. But where was the missing
fight
member?
By purple side.
Oh, Verdejo man found himself a friend, and it's, well, I guess you wouldn't call it a real friend. It's more like the bully in the playground friend, and he's going down, but he may win. Ooh. He does, and that is worth 674 gold. Oh, Draven passive.
The Draven passive is just too strong.
That was a pretty
But
key
purple team
flash.
getting an inner turret for that, I would more than say that's worth. Oh, and Noitator picked up the kill.
Noitator is so tanky now that he's really just impossible to deal with.
Oh, late game Nasus is monstrous. The tankiness, the damage, he just does everything. You really can't
look
let
at him
Nasus
right
get
now.
ahead.
He's 3-0-8. He's got his Frozen Fists, a Spirit Visage, Mercury Treads, and a Warden's Mail. So he's effectively just each item purchase attacks damage on the other team, and he gets so much health from his ultimate that ultimately the damage that his opponents are putting out just isn't mattering anymore. As we saw,
I just checked, in his Q farm right now, he does 426 bonus damage. So he's really just a powerful dog.
He really is. It's the dog of power, one dog to rule them all, and in the darkness eat them. But
only he had the Infernal Nasus skin. If only.
If only he would be the true Lord of Dogdor then. And multi-stun Silent Knight gets out with his life. He's actually fairly tanky. He's got a Glacial Shroud and Face of the Mountain along with Ninja Tabi right now. He's actually fairly tanky. I'm not used to seeing supports of that sort of tankiness. Panda's Beast diving in, come pick up your moms, following up. They're trying to get a good engage here. Teleport coming in from Nasus, and Mikkel is in deep trouble, but so is Wukong. Everyone's just getting chunked. Mikkel will get out. Dang, Muggers is in a bad spot now. He just evaporates, and now Panda's Beast in trouble. Multi in trouble. Verdejo Man got a Sonic Strike, and he goes down. Double kill over to Opiko, triple kill to Opiko, a kill over on the Silent Knight, come pick up your moms with the quadra kill over to Opiko, and scumbag Silent Knight stealing the Penta away from his beloved Sivir. Popstar Ari just refuses to share the spotlight, and they will push down onto the inhibitor towers.
And that looks like it's going to be game. Not much blue team can do here.
Mikkel going to
5 men
burn
up.
a flash, and out will come Oriana, looking to pick up a glory kill. She will. On to
the dude.
Craig, and well, that is the game.